Hi everybody, this is Michelle Pruitt with Uplands Peak Sanctuary, and we're actually at the Freedom property today. It's a gorgeous day, and we have a few volunteers here, and we're going to work on getting some of the stalls put in. So we're about a fourth or so less than that in getting the stalls ready, and that's just a crucial piece to getting our current residents moved here. And we're shooting for the beginning of April if the weather goes okay, and obviously the property preparation gets far enough along to move everyone here. So today, since we're here and it's a gorgeous day, I wanted to just take a few minutes to give you guys some live footage of the property and tell you a little bit about why we love this place and why we know that our residents are going to love this place as well. So let me flip my view here. Okay, so I'm currently just on the steps or patio sidewalk of the large house and looking out at the road. You can see how far we are back from the road, which is one of the things that really attracted us to this property. Our current property in Salem, everything is a little bit closer to the road, which is common in the country. It gives you a little bit better access to water and stuff like that. But the property here is on a well. So it's really nice, and we feel like offers a lot of seclusion for our residents and just really cuts down on noise and safety issues. So that's one of the things that we're in love with. And we have a little kind of turnaround driveway here, and in the center of that, one of our very first projects that we're going to work on probably at the April 14th workday is getting the sod pulled up here, and we'll use it in some other area of the property, and planting wildflowers, which will attract bees and other flying insects, also to be beautiful. So that's one of our projects for our April 14th workday. So just turning around, you can see the massive the massive house. We're not going to do a tour completely on the inside yet. It still has a lot of cleaning and work to do on the inside, but we're in love with this house and feel like it's just gonna offer us so many possibilities immediately, but also down the road. You know, down the road it could be turned into guest housing, but we feel like it's better used immediately to house interns so that we can really work on getting the projects done that need to happen here quickly, as well as our outreach efforts. And it'll free Mark and I up to do a lot more educational things that we really wanted to do, but you know, spend a lot of time on daily operations. So we're gonna just kind of peek around here. So yeah, so that's kind of the front. And that skid loader is actually for the fencing, which I'm going to show you guys. It looks amazing. And those are the people that had this property before the last people that lived here. So two owners ago built these high-tech, elaborate dog kennels, but they never really finished them. So those do need quite a bit of work, but the concrete floors are already laid and the electric is already ran, so that's not something that we'll probably utilize immediately. That's more on our 3 to 5 year goals, but that can be used for special need animals. It can be used for quarantine. It can be used for a hospital treatment center. So we are going to need to do a few things with that to kind of secure it immediately and just make sure that it doesn't deteriorate. But you know, it would cost a lot of money to build that from the ground up. So the framework is already there. It just would need a little bit more investment to get it up and running for our purposes. So that's one of the things that we really liked as far as looking at Uplands Peak, you know, 5 to 10 years down the road. It's really just a lot of possibilities. So kind of check out the chicken coop, which I know we haven't advertised a whole lot, and it does also need, you know, some work to fit our needs, but it also has a concrete floor, which is really nice as far as being predator proof. And it has somewhat of a run, but we're really gonna have to do a lot with this run. And what I love about the chicken coop is it is close to both living quarters, so just a high human traffic area, which also keeps predators away. But we, take all precautions when it comes to predator proofing. See if we can peek in here. Again, there's a lot of things that the previous owners kind of left, so we still have a lot of clearing out to do. But this is kind of the inside. Has a lot of windows, which will be amazing on cold days and rainy days. All of our residents, chicken residents, will get a lot of sunlight. And then there's a loft up here, which I'm not quite sure what we're doing there yet, but this is plenty roomy for our residents' roosters. And then we plan on making several runs off the coop, and that'll be kind of an immediate spring project too. So I'm just gonna bring you guys around the whole outside of the chicken coop. So yeah, so this is kind of the other side, so we can kind of create a run. There's a lot of grassy area right around the whole chicken coop, which is nice. So another feature that we love of the large house is that it does have a garage, which gives us a lot of storage, and some of our equipment can go in there. So I'm going to give you guys a view from the back door of the large house, the main house. So this is kind of a little gazebo, which we think it'll be amazing for our volunteer days to have a nice covered place. It has a little fire pit, but where people can kind of sit out here and still have a beautiful view of the rest of the property. So have the barns right there, which we also love. The house is kind of in the center of the property, which really gives us a nice view of all the animal houses, so we can kind of keep an eye on everything. So that's a lot of pasture over there to the right. And again, the property is about 60 acres of pasture and about 40 acres of woods. So most of our animal enclosed areas will be a mix of woods and pasture. So we'll walk over to the side here. Give you guys a little view. So this is the backyard of the main house, and we're still trying to kind of work out our pasture designs, our fencing designs, what we're gonna want to do after this initial. So this is kind of, again, the back of the house. The view is, and I'll show you guys. So with the initial funds that we've raised, all donations are being matched right now, which if you've been following us, you know we have about 11 more days on our campaign. And the initial, I think we're at 26,700-ish. We've been able to get started. So very important to bring the animals here to have fencing. This property doesn't really have fencing. Well, it didn't have any fencing around the barn. It has some around the perimeters that we're going to be able to work with a little bit. But to get the animals here that we already are caring for, we needed to go ahead and get some fencing up around the barn. So we did 5 acres. But to start, we needed to have several gates to build off from in the future. So with the gates and the cross fencing, because we are going to want to make sure to take care of our pastures so that we don't kind of get in the situation that we're in now, because we didn't have the space where we're at to rotate animals. The pig area is just kind of demolished at this point where we currently live. Very rocky and just starting to really erode. So this initial 5 acres with the cross fencing and the gates that we needed to build off from was $14,000. So one of the most expensive parts of operating a sanctuary, obviously besides caring for large sick animals or special need animals is fencing. But if you do it right from the beginning, it should last a long time. So that's what we're trying to do. So this is the side of the barn. So one of our initial projects when the weather's dry enough for the paint to dry is to get this painted and to kind of protect it from any further rusting. So I'm gonna walk along the other side, and then we'll show you guys the inside and what we're actually doing here today. I hope to get quite a bit accomplished. So between preparing for the move, we have an event coming up in Bloomington. We actually have a field trip scheduled on site at the Salem property on Monday from University of Illinois. About 37 students coming. So between all that and caring for our residents every day, we've been pretty busy. So see how I get in here. So yeah, so this is the other side of the barn. Nice big area. So of course with the mud and large vehicles, some of the ground's a little mucked up, but we'll get that going, and this will really start to grow up as the weather starts to have a little sunshine. We've had a ton of rain. So if you're joining us, we're at the Freedom property. I'm just kind of taking a look around today. I haven't been out here personally since the fence was put up, so it already looks way different to me. Excuse the little jingle, I gotta let myself in. Maybe, maybe not. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. Sorry about that weird view. So yeah. So our goal after this initial 5 acres, we will be having another fundraiser in the summer to do another 5, 7, 10 acres off of this, so that we can start rotating pastures and just making sure that everything doesn't get overgrazed, and with large heavy animals and bad weather that can happen really easily. So that'll be our summertime goal. And with 106 acres, we're just gonna do 5 to 10 acres at a time until we get it all done. And then our goal in this fundraiser is to pay off this property, and that will allow us to rescue. Hi, Luna. This is Luna. Oh, she's gonna show off for us a little bit. Our newest board member, Allison Hess from Bloomington, is here today helping, and she brought her dog Luna because none of our residents are here, so she gets to come and hang out and run around. So these are our woods. Whole area down there, which we have a nice natural spring down at the bottom. It's kind of a little cliff down there. Runs off. So there's quite a few little natural springs running through here, which I'm sure the pigs will find and have the best mud hole ever. Everyone's gonna be super happy. But yeah, so part of our goal with this fundraiser is to pay off our property so that we do not have a mortgage, because paying a monthly mortgage on 200 and something thousand would be quite a lot. And we want to be debt free, and that'll free us up to do a lot more for animals and to start rescuing more animals as soon as possible. So this is our giant barn. I have some extra gates and fence posts in here, and our lumber, and then again, the previous owners left us a lot of presents that we didn't really want, so we're gonna have to get that cleaned out. We have some people hard at work over here. Here's Mark, here's Allison.
the gate's wrong as usual, so we have to redo things.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment in measurements. So, we have Victor and Will doing the hard work over here. So show you guys a little bit. So one of the things, or a few of the things that we love about this barn are the giant doors, which is gonna allow us to bring in our farm equipment. Our little barn was a little crowded with just a little hallway for humans, which the pigs typically obstruct. So it makes it a little hard to get around. So this will give everyone ample space, and we can get out in and out of the barn ourselves pretty easy. Bring hay in, bring our four-wheeler in, and that kind of thing. So we're working on kind of dividing this up into large stalls, which we can kind of divide up even more as we move forward if we want. But initially, this is gonna be the home to cows and goats, possibly Lucy, Tulip, Sue, and Hank. We're not sure yet, because we are bringing our large cow barn with us, but we're also bringing all but one of the pig houses with us. So we're gonna have ample housing, which is really nice. And plus, it's just gonna give the pigs a little more options of who they wanna live with and who they wanna sleep with, because that changes. So it's nice to give them options, and their friendships can change, and who they want to hang out with. So we're gonna have plenty of houses that they can really choose. So yeah. So I don't know if anyone has any comments or questions. Free to answer anything that you might want to know about the property or our timeline. Step back in the barn. And this isn't my phone, and I don't know how to operate it anyway. So let's see if someone can help me. So there's comments. Do you know how to view the comments on here? If there are any. I don't even know if there are any, but
I think they would just be coming.
okay.
Yeah, they would just be coming.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna walk around this way. Yeah. So if anyone is just now joining us, we are at the Freedom, Indiana property, soon to be the new home of Uplands Peak Sanctuary. Just really giving you guys a bird's eye view today of what the property looks like and kind of our vision. So another thing that I wanted to mention that I kind of passed up, one of the things that we wanted to do at the Salem location that we didn't get to, but then also we knew that we were gonna probably be moving, that we were looking for a property, so we didn't really start that project, is to really have